Alright, and we're back with the Y4. This thing has lived past my expectations. I don't know what I did, but I seem to have hit it. But it flies fantastic. It makes a great cruiser. And I don't know what I did as far as the hitting it, but it seems to have all worked out. I think as far as the tail is concerned, I think that the distance between the two motors makes a difference. Now, like I said, I opted for putting the two rear arms on top of the plates, bottom plates, and just reinforced it all, and it just seems to have absolutely no yaw problems that everybody else talks about. It doesn't oscillate, nothing. It's just solid as a just a regular quad. It is. And so this is the final basic version, and it needs a little bit more tuning on the PIDs, but I'm no expert. But I've got it down to pretty much where it's pretty flyable. And I took it up to about 250, 300 feet in the video that accompanies this talk, and it did rather well. I mean, it was much better than I thought. Actually, it has so much power, it's like it gets away from you quick, climbs incredibly fast. So, I haven't measured the distance yet between the two front prop shafts and the rear. I think that has a lot to do with it. What else I've done is I noticed that when I got it up pretty high, the video transmission was breaking up, and it was because I had the antenna down below these carbon plates. And I was like, oh, that's right, it doesn't like to penetrate carbon. So I raised it up, did a funky dunk, and if it gets knocked off, whatever. I'm not flying through trees or anything. I just want to get it up nice and high. And I changed the antenna out. So I haven't test flown it with this setup yet, but I'm sure it'll be good. But this is the final version, basically, if you want to call it, or final settings and everything, whatever. It's pretty much finished. Now, one other thing is weird too is, of course, being that it has a spinning prop in the back, you got to have some kind of landing gear. So that's what it is. I just put a standoff, put a rod through it, and it works fine. It just gets a little weird when you go to take off. It balances on that, and you got to be careful you don't go back too far where it's going to hit the props. Don't pull back on the stick. But I haven't hit a prop yet, and it works good. So everything's gelling, everything's good. I'm waiting for a new lens for the front because I really don't like these lenses with any kind of fisheye in them. I don't like the distortion around the edges. I don't like it. These props are pretty good. It's nice and it's pretty quiet. I'm sure I could get a little bit more efficient if I went down to 2, because the more props you run, the less efficient it is as far as drawing MAs. And so if I want to go further distance, I'm just going to get the same props but in 2 blades. So aside from that, it's done. And the PIDs as it stands now, I'll post in the description. But if you want to build one, I mean, it flies great. It really does. And if you got an old Robocat frame, there's a few people that still sell them. I found them. There's a guy, USA Quadcopters in Texas, on eBay is where I actually found this one. And I think Hobby King still sells them. And they probably made a bazillion of them, thinking, because they look cool. I mean, it looks like an alien. So they're still available. And if I was ever to make something similar, I would just, take the measurements, because I think the distance has to do with it. The other thing too is a lot of people who were having problems with them spinning around when they take off, they were saying that it was because the props were going inwards. So, and from my tricopter days, and some people disagree with this, but that's okay. It says it doesn't make any difference, but some people run them both blades one way. I mean, I don't know, it's bizarre, but I decided to, I read on a forum, I'll put it in the link, or maybe I'll do a text in the video, where tricopters normally, their props go inwards, just like a quad. Okay, but these, they said to take the props and make them go outwards. And I did that on my tricopters, and it seems to help a little bit. So, that's it.
Has a weird landing gear. So 6 satellites, everything good, telemetry. Ass. I'm gonna do a low level flight.